Okay, so we're going to talk about pretend play with people and animals, the imagination and creativity. My suggestion is that you put things in front of your child that are as realistic as possible. And for example, if you're playing with a barn, you have realistic animals that have realistic colors, and farmers, not firemen or pirates or something like that, but that it's as realistic as possible. Because with young children, you want to start with concrete and then later move into abstract. What that means is realistic is the foundation that you build their mind on instead of fantasy and fake, because they cannot distinguish between the two. So they will either begin to have a foundation on fake and non-realistic, Disney characters, anime, fairyland, or they'll have an anchor in the real world of the concrete reality of, farmers in a barn with realistic animals, a home or school with children, a mom and a dad, or, like a realistic kind of environment. So here I've gathered some as realistic as possible. For example, this is the only one I have. It's, I think, kind of like a Weeble, wobbles but didn't fall down. It's a little animated. It's a little different, but it's still realistic. She has eyes, a mouth. It's not anime. It's not a fairy. It's a little girl with hair and a bow and a dress on and a doll. So that's acceptable. She does not have pink hair or blue hair or something that's man-made, but people are born with blonde hair, red hair, brown hair, black hair. A realistic farmer. He has a cap. He looks normal, has overalls. That kind of thing. A construction worker with a construction hat. A guy with tools and a tool belt. A mail delivery guy, maybe a little different these days, but, you can start talking about work and jobs, perhaps a bus driver. I like this. It has a woman fireman saving a cat, a man fireman. So these are realistic. You can talk about what firemen do. Perhaps a park ranger or a tour guide, safari guide, a father. Okay, and so you get the idea, is base your children preferably in reality versus fairyland or non-real characters. And where the age they can go from concrete to abstract, I would say, your first 5 to 10 years, really anchor them in the real world. I think a lot of times mental illness and confusion can start early because they never get a real dose of reality. It's constantly mixed with Disney characters and anime and all this digital enhanced stuff. And then you have Marvel characters. I'm not saying those things are all bad. I'm just saying that in a young child, you want to anchor them in reality. A farm with animals, farmers, a home with an ideal family, if possible, where it's a happy family. There's not a broken home. Give them, a good model to start with, and then they can play out however their family is or whatever. So again, this is some examples that I have. I have the animals in a basket, so I'll bring them out and We can show the animals here in a moment. But you can play house, you can play school with the same kind of plastic house. I hope that was helpful. Again, you can collect these at thrift stores, garage sales, secondhand stores, or you can go pay a lot of money for, the whole thing together already. It's up to you. I've kind of collected these over time in different areas, so they're different characters. For example, these are with the Mega Blocks, so they actually fit with the Mega Blocks. And then you have these characters that are highly collectible that fit in certain things, like a vehicle made for them. I have that. They're in the bus, going to work, that kind of thing. So you have to look at the bottom of them and see where they will fit and where they won't fit. This is a Lego person, so it fits with the large Legos, and so on and so forth. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Look high and low and distinguish reality versus make-believe, and make the best choice, the educational choice for your child. Thank you for listening.